Welcome back. Ionic Mineral Technologies is a critical mineral production company. Today, the company is releasing results from an independent assessment of its Silicon Ridge project. They're looking for rare earth deposits deep within Utah. This project, with an estimated $12.1 billion post-tax value, has a 69% return rate and a 1.5-year payback period. Joining me now is Ionic Mineral Technologies founder and CEO, Andre Zeitoun. Andre, great to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. And we are talking about a large valuation for a rare earth mining development project. Can you walk us through what specific critical minerals you have discovered?
Absolutely. Thank you, Maria. It's great to be here. We essentially have a clay-hosted critical mineral deposit that is not only a rare earth deposit, but also has metals, gallium, germanium, rubidium, cesium, scandium, all kind of contained within one soft rock, easy to mine, free dig type deposit.
And what are those minerals used for?
It's a wide range of things. So, rare earths are used in magnets, and then the metals, gallium, used in semiconductors for AI, germanium, cesium. Many of these are defense metals that are used across the spectrum across defense applications.
Well, that's wonderful. And we've been talking so much about the incredible need for the United States to rely on its own production of these rare earth minerals and not rely on adversaries for them. One reason U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer is set to visit your facility in Utah on Friday and look at the growth of critical mineral manufacturing in America. What will Jamieson Greer be looking at?
We're incredibly honored and excited to host Ambassador Greer this Friday, and we're essentially going to be showing him, giving him a walkthrough on our basically our commercial production plant right now, as far as our small scale demonstration plant. So we've being vertically integrated, we're really focused on not only the mining but also the downstream refining of these metals, and we're excited to show the ambassador a lot of the work that our team has been working hard at doing.
So what struck you most about this study with regard to the capacity that we're talking about of these critical minerals in Utah?
I think, Maria, what we're so excited about internally here is that the critical minerals that we'll be producing, we will be producing over 19 critical minerals from this same clay-hosted mineral. But what's exciting is that we're also going to be producing those as a co-product of our alumina production. And so we have really developed a very novel process here to extract the alumina and then at the same time have a robust model that survives on the alumina business and is able to produce these suite of 19 critical minerals from that process as a co-product.
And how quickly do you think you can scale it up? When do you expect that we could actually see these products refined and being put to use?
Well, that's a good question. We're actually working at that, being able to answer that question right now. The first step was really for us to complete this third-party study from SGS. And at this point now, we'll be looking at funding a larger plant. We don't have specific guidance, but one thing I will say is that being in the state of Utah, which has been very lucky for us given the support that we're getting from the state, we are we basically are really I think one of the most shovel-ready projects here in the United States, and so we think that we have a real possibility to be able to bring this out in scale within the next few years.
Well, that's wonderful, and of course this is a critical topic as the president is trying to expand production of defense equipment. The Trump administration aiming to reduce America's reliance on China and its critical minerals and cut into Beijing's dominance in the industry. I just spoke with the CEO of USA Rare Earth yesterday, Barbara Humpton, and here's what she said about China maintaining 44 million metric tons in rare earth reserves compared to America's roughly 2 million. Watch this.
China has had, they have access to about half of the rare earths required. And we believe that their future economy will consume much of what they have. Here's the whole premise. We need additional access to rare earths and the oxides that are processed from them. And having rare earths in oxide form gives us the ability to make critical metals and magnets. We know one of the weakest links has been processing. We are now piloting at our Hydromet demonstration facility the separation of these critical rare earths. This is the power of the work of the entire value chain.
So, Andre, do you have access to those minerals? Do you need anything more in the way of permitting in order to do the job?
Yeah, so we do have access to them. We have both, NdPr, they have dysprosium, terbium, yttrium within our deposit. And in addition to that, we have, again, the gallium, germanium, rubidium, cesium. And we are, being on state ground here versus BLM ground, the permitting pathway is significantly faster. We are permitted for mining already within our deposit, and also having the downstream, we have an 85,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Provo, Utah, that it was already permitted for operations. We have small scale production there that we'll be ramping up some downstream separation in. And so we're really, I think, in a position here to move very quickly here. And we look forward to working with the entire supply chain on that mission.
It's being talked about as one of North America's most significant emerging domestic sources of rare earth elements. That's pretty dynamic. You've announced already that the company is going to also want to go public as early as next year. What are your expectations in terms of the IPO that you're planning and how you use that money that you'll raise?
Yeah, we're right now, Maria, we have got all options on the table. We're exploring many different things here. IPO is potentially one of those. And so I think right now our biggest focus is on execution and getting the job done. And we'll, look forward to advising the market here if, on timing regarding any plans regarding an IPO. But we're, again, focused on execution and getting the job done.
All right. Well, we'll be watching your deposit in Utah and what you can do with it, Andre. Great to have you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And to you. Andre Zeitoun joining us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.